Hello, this is Darren.
And this is Paige.
And this is
Where's the Lemonade?
Where we talk about what happens when life throws you lemons.
Make some lemonade?
Maybe. Some weeks it's lemon squares.
Yeah, some weeks it's just lemons.
Yeah. On today's episode.
Let's talk about staying in love.
Okay. So our great research department, aka Paige, came up with a great topic this week. I'm actually excited about it. I think it's actually pretty interesting.
You kind of just learned about it like 2 minutes ago.
Yes. No.
Well, you learned about it a week ago when we were going to record it. Like I told you about it. Then we both started not feeling well. You went out of town for a couple days. And then we literally just pulled it up. And I was like, wait, what are we doing? So it's kind of fresh for both of us. You've never seen it.
No.
And I had to renew it to my eyes once again. Okay.
So what's interesting about this one is what can we do when we were first engaged? Even before we were engaged, we were madly in love with each other.
Before we were engaged, yes.
Holy cow.
Could not stay away from each other.
Too much PDA.
Yeah, all of our children and anyone around us will definitely say that, yes.
Absolutely.
And it was much. In fact, here's a funny story. This was on our honeymoon, and we were going to, I don't know if it was our.
We were on our way.
On our way
there to the honeymoon.
We were in the airport in line to ask the lady at the desk, at the United desk, a question, and we were waiting, and we weren't we were just like, we were standing in line, and we were standing next to each other, and we would kiss, and then we would talk, and then we would kiss, and she got mad.
Was it the lady at the desk
Yes.
or the lady behind us?
No, it was the lady at the desk. It was the United lady. She was like, "Oh my gosh, why don't you guys get a room? This is so inappropriate." And we were so taken aback because we weren't doing, literally, we were kissing
and hugging,
but it wasn't like we were. Anyway.
Yeah, maybe that's why I have 1K status.
Why?
Because I complained. I didn't complain.
No,
though.
we didn't complain.
No.
Even though she was really rude.
She was really upset.
She was really upset. So we were like, she needs a boyfriend or a girlfriend, whatever she needs. She needs something.
But over time, that kind of slowly changes and things kind of fade.
They do. And not just being affectionate with each other. In fact, that's not even what this podcast is about. It's more about the things you say to each other. And you see each other when you're dating and when you're engaged and you're just feeling that new, and probably even the first maybe couple of years you're married, you see each other through rose-colored glasses, right? Everything they do is cute and funny, right?
Like even my socks on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Which
even just
doesn't happen
something
anymore.
So minor, but you know what I mean? Like all those little things, like, oh, they chew too loud, or they, whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? Like you think, in the beginning you thought it was cute, and you thought it was, oh, just a little quirk. And a few years in, it's annoying, and it's bugging you. And
why is it bugging you?
Yeah, exactly.
No, why? Why does that bug you?
What?
But the little things I do.
I didn't say that. I'm talking about in general.
Oh, in general.
Nothing that you do bothers me.
Bothers you.
No.
Okay.
But no, it's true. Like, over time, challenges occur, flaws emerge, the rose-colored glasses come off, and reality sets in, right? I think it sets in faster when you are in a blended family. Much faster. Because you don't get that new, let's grow together, let's start our family together. You are just set into the middle of two families already formed, right?
Yeah.
And so you don't even get that real newness with each other.
So this is normal?
Oh, I think this is very normal. I think this is very normal for the things that you once thought were cute and funny and quirky
are
now annoying and obnoxious, and knock it off.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about, if you've been out of that new stage for a while and you're feeling like everything he or she does bothers me, let's talk about how to freshen things up. What do you think?
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, but we're going to be very specific on that, on what we can do to freshen things up. And the one thing we're going to talk about specifically are words you can say.
Absolutely.
Not things you do.
Right.
But words that you can say on a daily basis that will freshen things up and keep things alive. Because we could have several different episodes on things you could do.
Absolutely.
But today we're only going to focus on...
Things you can say.
Yeah,
things you can say. Okay, so first one, you look great. Now, I have to say, so a lot of these, we're going to be really honest with these things, and we'll tell you what we're good at and what we're not good at. You are fantastic at this one.
Oh, thank you.
So compliments mean a lot to your spouse. Even if you've been married for 40 years, we need to hear it. I think women especially need to hear it, but men need to hear it too.
Yep.
But you, Darren, is very complimentary always. Not always.
Because you do look great.
Well,
it's an easy thing
I
to
do
say.
appreciate that, but I do get mad if I come in sweats and no makeup and my hair's sticking up everywhere, and you're like, "Hey, beautiful." I'm like, I don't look beautiful right now. But
so no patronize. So
yes,
for you guys out there, if your wife just woke up, has been sick for several days, kind of smelling bad, the hair's everywhere, and has bags under the eyes, going to her and saying, "Oh, you look great." Not a good thing to say.
It's not, because then we wonder when you do tell us we look great and we feel great, does he mean it? Or because he said it when we know we don't look great. So mean it, but dude, compliment each other. It means a lot. I really think it does. What do you think?
No, I agree. Now, there's a trap.
Okay, tell me about the trap.
Everyone knows this trap. Does this dress make me look fat?
Yeah.
Trap. That's a trap. That's a trap. So
there is no good answer.
There's no good answer to that. So to circumvent that trap from ever happening, tell your spouse they look great more often. Then they don't have to ask for that compliment. Because a lot of times you're saying, does this dress make me look fat? They're looking for some kind of compliment.
They're looking for validation that they look good, or they feel they need that, right? They need that validation. Now, I also want your honest opinion, and you do give it to me. I'll try things on, and I'll say, what do you think? And you'll say, you know what? That doesn't, there's other dresses that look better on you. You do say that. And
it's not flattering on you.
No, and I want that honest opinion. I don't want to buy a dress.
Not all people do, though, honey.
That is true. So you've got to know your spouse. You do. You need to know your spouse. And I want that from you. I do. I don't want to wear something that doesn't look good on me. And maybe I think it looks good, but if someone else doesn't think it looks good, actually, it just matters that you think it looks good, right?
That's not true.
That's not true.
No,
I want other people to think it looks good too. Okay,
right.
So compliments. Do it. Don't hold back.
All right, next one. Thank you.
Okay, I think we're really good at this one too. Because we are both very aware that we don't want to take each other for granted or take things for granted. What do you think?
I totally agree. And also, when you are saying thank you, it helps you realize that you appreciate the work that someone has done.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That you need that help in your life. This really shows that dependency that you have on each other, and really helps you grow closer together. So I like this one a lot.
Here's a great example. You came home last night very late. You'd been up for
20 hours.
You took a 1-day trip, and you had gotten up at 4. You got home at 11, and you walked in. I was in bed, and you went over and started changing your clothes, and you noticed that I had done the laundry, and you said, "Thank you so much for doing the laundry."
Yeah, I really appreciated it.
Yeah.
So finding even those small little things, well, the laundry was not a small thing, but the things that you would normally do, which is
right.
one of the roles that you have,
yeah.
is you do the laundry.
Right.
But when you say thank you when I cook dinner, which one of my roles is cooking dinner, it makes me want to do it again.
Yeah. And I always tell you how appreciative I am of your work and how much you do for our family financially, where I don't hold back that way, and always thank you.
No,
and,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, we're very grateful for the things each other. So we're good at this one.
Yeah, we're okay at this one.
Okay, but I think please don't
We're perfect. Just you guys.
No, I was going to say, do you want one that I'm only pointing this out for our listeners. One that you're not good at is, it's not on here. You're not great at saying please.
Well, hey, honey, if it's not on here, we're not supposed to talk about it.
But I always have, you'll say something, I'll go, please.
So please stick to the script. It's not on the list, so we're not going to talk about it.
Okie dokie. Thank you for reminding me that it's not on here.
Oh, great. All right, obviously I got something to work on. All right, the next one. Yeah, I think you're so amazing.
So, we sometimes think that our partner knows magically what we are thinking, and so we stop saying things like, I think you're great, or I think you're wonderful, or I think you're amazing. I think these are things that we need to tell each other. And you don't have to use the word amazing. If you think that that's over the top, then don't use it. If that's not in your repertoire of words you would normally say, then you don't have to say, I think you're amazing.
You can say something like, oh, that's one of your superpowers.
Yeah, or whatever.
You're really good at.
Yeah, just say, that was really great. Whatever you want to come up with, but just keep telling them that you think that they're great.
I find this one interesting because it affects your marriage in a profound way, because if you do this, then you're looking for things that your spouse is good at, that excels at, or is maybe hasn't been good at but is great at now, or is progressing. And if you're pointing those things out and saying them, you're also recognizing how great you have it.
Oh, I like that.
To have a spouse like this.
Yeah.
So I think there's almost like a double positive on this one.
Right. Okay, now this next one, I don't like at all.
I think this one's funny.
I don't like this one. I would never say this, and I would never want you to say this. Okay, go ahead.
I love you anyway, honey.
I love you anyway? A psychologist said that you're supposed to say, I love you anyway?
When your spouse makes it hard.
It says when your spouse makes a mistake, it can be hard on both of you. But what you say in the moment will have a lasting impact. By saying, I love you anyway, it's telling them that it's okay to make a mistake. Boo! Boo! I don't like it.
You don't ever want me to make a mistake.
No. You would want me to say when you do make a mistake or when I make a mistake.
It's kind of condescending.
It is very condescending. I love you anyway. Honey, I love you anyway. Even if you
all right,
make
so let's turn this
like
around to something better that you could say, because I think the concept here is good in that your spouse does make mistakes.
Absolutely.
And sometimes you need to point that out. Maybe you don't need to point that out.
That's a good one. So what do we need to point out, and what shouldn't we point out? What do we need to let go? And what do we need to point out?
I think you need to let go a lot of things, unless you. Well, here's the thing: if your spouse is really feeling awful about the mistake that they made, then to me a different approach would be, "I'm really sorry, honey. I'm really sorry that happened." Now you're empathizing with them. You're not giving them a way out of, hey, I made a huge mistake. Man, that must be really tough to feel that way. Or some way of empathizing with them.
Yeah.
But little mistakes, nah, you don't need to pick at those.
Yeah. And that's hard. And that's after you've been married a few years, you start to pick at those things. And you have to really work at letting it go. But yeah, the I love you anyway, I think that I don't like that at all.
All right, if anyone has suggestions on a better way to say that one, that might be good. But don't pick the scab.
Don't pick the scab. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
There we go. So is that what you should say? Honey, I'm not going to pick the scab.
Yeah. That'll be
I love you anyway. I'm not going to pick the scab.
Our code word will be scab. We'll just say scab, and you'll know that I love you anyway. Okay.
All right, the next one.
We'll get through it. So
I kind of like this one.
Do you?
I do, because what you're saying is, well, I would add to it. We'll get through it together. We can work. We can beat this problem together. We've talked about this on our podcast before.
Yeah.
That it's you and I against the world.
Right. It's saying we're a team. If you say
we're a team,
we'll get through it.
Right. So if there's a problem that we're having in our relationship, we try and put it as the combatant. What we're trying to, as a team, tackle and resolve, right?
Yeah.
And beat that conflict that we have.
Yeah.
To me, I kind of like this one.
I do too. I guess it just seeing it, we'll get through it, like woohoo, rah rah, seems a little trite. I don't know. But yes, I understand
You
what
don't
it's trying
like
to
those
say.
sports. You don't like those sports things, though.
The rah-rah.
Yeah, no, you don't. You know, you never
It
have.
just-
You don't like a coach coming, let's work harder. Let's go, team. Let's go. You don't.
They
you
just
don't
seem
like
a little patronizing sometimes. But anyway, I understand the concept. I understand what they're trying to say. So I understand that we'll get through it. I understand what they're trying to say. We're a team. I'm on your side. All right? Like,
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
Okay. All right, next one. This one I know you want me to say more.
Yes, I'd love to.
Yes.
So I think this is important, but there's a but to this one.
Okay,
though.
what's the but?
Well, okay, so the phrase is, yes, I'd love to. So what this is saying is being open to things that your spouse enjoys that maybe you don't. That's what this is saying.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like, honey, I need you to go get the Easter decorations out of the garage.
No, that's not what this is saying. I mean, yes, we could say that that's doing that too, but
Instead of an eye rolling like,
an
oh,
eye roll,
man.
But no, this is saying it's something that's not your thing, but you're showing your support, right? So I think that is really important.
Like
But
what? Like, give me an example.
Oh, like if I want to go see a country concert, you hate country,
Why would we do that?
and you support me by buying tickets and surprise. No, there's no. I don't know that there's any country band I'd want to go see either. But
no, I get your
But
point.
do you
It
see
says,
my point?
oh yeah, I'd love to. So you need to go beyond your comfort level, or
yes,
sometimes, and say, yeah, hey, let's go do something different. Let's go do something that you want.
that
to do.
you want to do, right? Now, I also feel like it's okay to let your spouse do their own thing that you aren't interested in. That's okay too. So you've got to work on that. But if you're feeling like, you want your spouse to support you and, I really want you to go with me to do this, then talk to them about that. And, hopefully they'll go with you. Maybe not every time, right? Maybe not every time, but once or twice, just support, something that you like that they don't.
Well, and interest can change over the years. Best example, sorry, Rachel and Russell, I'm calling you two out, our kids. Rachel hated sports when she got married. But Russell loves sports. Any sport. Russell loves watching, participating, anything. So Rachel started just watching sports with him. And then Rachel started loving sports. Now, I think Rachel likes it more than Russell.
Yeah. Yeah. She used to just read a book while he watched the sports and it was fine. And now she loves them. So just,
You can
supporting
change.
him. Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
a good thing. All right. Next one.
I understand. See, now this one actually bothers me too. You know that this bothers me.
Yes, because it sounds patronizing.
It does. Like, so if I'm having, okay, here's a good example. So say it's that time of the month for me, and I'm having cramps, and I'm really in a bad mood, and you're like, oh, sweetie, I understand. No, you don't. You're not having cramps. It's not the time of the month for you. You've never had this. No, you don't. Okay. Now.
So what should I do in that? So just hand you a box of chocolate?
Yeah, just be like, hey, what can I do? What can I do to comfort you? I'm here for you is fine, but I understand. You don't always understand exactly what they're going through, right?
No, I agree. Hey, this reminds me of the new movie Avatar. What was the big word in there that says, I understand? I see you. Do you remember that in the movie? She kept saying that, and at the end, it was the big phrase.
It's the big phrase right now.
I see you.
Yes, it's all over The Bachelor right now.
Right. I see you, which means... Oh, is that where...
That's the key word.
That's the key word on The Bachelor right now?
He sees me. You see me.
Yeah, well, that is what this really means is, I see what you're going through.
Right.
I may not understand it.
Yes.
But I see what you're going through.
Right.
What can I do to help?
Right. So I don't necessarily think that you should say, I understand, because you probably don't. But there's better things to just, hey, what can I do for you? Which actually is the next
It's
phrase.
the next one. What can I do for you?
Yeah, what can I do for you?
I say this when you're sick.
Absolutely.
And I always get the same response, nothing.
Well, sometimes you can't do anything when someone's sick.
Yeah,
Right.
But it's okay to say, yeah, I really need soup, or I really need medicine, or I really need something. Otherwise, on my side, what can I do for you? I'm really honestly saying, hey, what can I do to help? You go, oh, nothing. That kind of shuts me down too. I can't help you. I want to take care of you.
I know you do. You always want to take care.
I think most people want to take care of their spouse.
And a lot of times there really is nothing that you can do though. But it's appreciated that you ask. Right?
Yeah, I guess so. But I guess another thing that you can do on this is look around. Is there something obvious that you could do to help out?
Okay.
Right?
Gotcha, yeah. All right, the next one, I'm here for you, which I already mentioned too, instead of I understand, right? Just remind your spouse that they can count on you. I've got your back, right? That we're going through this together. I'm here for you. So that's a good one.
Okay.
Like I said, these all seem a little cheesy to me. I'm not into the cheese factor.
I'm here for you.
But
I'm going to use that one on you.
there's different ways you can say that without just saying, I'm here for you.
I'm here for you.
I understand and I'm here for you. Anywho.
If there's any marriage counselors listening today, or if any of you are seeing a marriage counselor, you should have them listen to this episode because
oh my gosh.
Paige just completely destroyed their whole toolbox.
Well, there's just other ways you can say these things than just I'm here for you. Okay, last one. And I love this one. And we say this one all the time.
Ci amo.
I love you.
3 simple words.
Yep. I think these are important. I don't think you could say it too much. I don't think it's overused. That's just my opinion.
Well, this reminds me of the movie Moonstruck. Do you remember the movie Moonstruck?
I do, but not specifically.
Yeah, that's what's funny about you. You remember all the movies, but there's a line in there. It's the dad. He won't say "I love you" to his wife.
Okay.
He'll say it in Italian, but he won't say it in English.
Okay.
Until things kind of fall apart, and then he finally does, which is really sad.
That is really sad. I think that saying "I love you," it just, even if you're mad at your spouse, hearing that. Like hearing them say that, it kind of deflates.
So if we're
things.
yelling at each other, I can say, "I love you." Is that going to
Sure, give it a
things?
shot. Give it a try.
All right,
Why not?
I got to figure out what we're going to argue about so we can do this.
All right, so don't let a day pass without saying loving things to your partner. The reason I picked this is because I think when you're talking nice to each other, that bleeds into maybe putting those rose-colored glasses back on. It can bleed into other things in your life. If you're talking nice to each other, then I think that can permeate into all aspects of your relationship.
I think you hit it. I think you hit the main point of all these phrases is, are you talking nice to your spouse?
Right.
Are you talking nice about your spouse?
Yep. Familiarity breeds contempt.
I really hate that phrase, and you bring it up.
I do bring it up because I think it is true. When I think we sometimes treat the people we love the most the worst, and that's what that saying means, right?
I know. I think it's a horrible saying.
It is, but it's a lot of the times it's true. Let's make it not true. Is
Well,
what I'm saying.
I agree with you there.
Yes.
I really think familiarity should really deepen your love for each other, and I think put the rose-colored glasses back on.
Yep.
And say, what are the great things about my spouse that I just totally adore?
And we've talked about this before. If you want to find the flaws in your spouse, it's real easy to find. We all have flaws.
You were not speaking from experience.
No, not at all. Just books that I've read, movies I've watched. Yeah. But you can find them. You can find them. It's not hard. But don't look for them. Don't look for them. Look for the good things.
I think your spouse already knows what their flaws are. They don't need to be pointed out. And this goes into kind of my philosophy on actually teaching children as well. If you focus only on their weaknesses, that will be the focus of their self-worth, is their weaknesses. If you focus on their strengths, it's amazing what those strengths will overcome their weaknesses just by overwhelming their weaknesses. The best example I have of this is with my oldest son, Matthew, who growing up, one of his weaknesses was mathematics. He hated it. He wouldn't, and we've worked on it. It was awful. And we worked really hard on it, and he just became more and more frustrated. And finally I said, forget it. He loved to read, and he could read anything. So what did we do? We bought him books about the history of mathematics. And guess what? He devoured those books, and he started to use that reading talent that he had. His strength overcame math. Is he an incredible mathematician now? No, he's not. But that strength that he had to consume literature and read and things like that completely overwhelmed his deficits that he had in math. I think the same thing's true in our marriage. I think if we focus on the strengths of our spouse, it will overshadow the small weaknesses and flaws in their character or in every aspect of their life. All right, did I get off my soapbox? Are you all bored? Mm-hmm. I figured as much. All right. Our lemonade moment of the week has to do with weather again.
Snow!
At a swim meet, of all places. The first time we've had snow in 12 years in Folsom.
I don't even know that it was snow. It was sleet.
It was
sleet.
Horrible is what it was.
It might have been snow for like a minute or two.
But when you're at a swim meet, you don't expect it to be snowing. But that's what happened to us. We went to David's swim meet, and it snowed. That was pretty much lemons. Was there any lemonade from it?
I mean, just getting to support him, but it was freezing. It was freezing.
And the kids will remember that the rest of their lives. So that was kind of cool.
If you like today's episode,
give us 5 stars on iTunes, Spotify, Google.
And head to Facebook and like us.
And check out our blog at where'sthelemonade.org,
where you can leave questions and comments.
But most of all,
go out and make some lemonade.
You betcha, baby.